We've been here in this environment here in a ring before. Matter of fact, 15 times, doing instructional videos, how to become a better fighter from a technical standpoint. But from the very beginning, the one thing that I was consistent talking about, no matter whether it was about learning that day about jabs or better footwork or better combination punching or counter punching, inside fighting, going to the body, timing, all the things we covered. But the one thing that was consistently talked about with me, the mental side, how important that is, 75% of it. Without that, forget about how good you are physically, technically, whatever gifts you have, whatever you've developed physically, whatever you've been born with, the DNA in you. Unless the general, is sending out the right signals to the troops, you got a problem. You're not going to be as good as you should be. So that's what we're tackling today. That's what we're attacking today. That's what we're going to conquer today, the mental side. And in a nutshell, how to be mentally tougher, how to be more confident, how to be more in control of yourself at all times, no matter what your fight is. I'm not talking to guys that have to put gloves on today. I'm talking about everyone, children, adults, women, everyone, men and women. Any human being that does something that there's some kind of challenge to it, emotional challenge, not just physical challenge, something where, as I've said before, where those ninjas start coming over the wall and they sabotage you, self-sabotage. How many times have we seen people, we know they're talented enough to get the job done, to more than get the job done, to be great maybe, and they're not. They fall short. Those ninjas come over. They attack them. They undermine them. It's you. What are those ninjas? Self-doubt, pressure, lack of confidence, all those things that attack us. Today we're going to talk about and understand, uncover that world, of what that world is, of what it is that you're dealing with, what it is that's the real fight. And again, it's for everybody, whatever your fight is, whatever. It might be as simple as asking your boss for a raise, and that just gets a hold of you. It might be a meeting in a boardroom where you have to talk to everybody, present an idea to people. It might be you're a lawyer in a courtroom, a teacher in front of your class. Whatever that is, whatever that vocation, whatever that job, that task, that challenge, whatever it is, how are you at your best? How do you control that? How do you keep those inhibitions that we all have from coming to the surface and stopping you, undermining you? We understand pressure, right? We understand when kids say this, right? They do this, you're choked. What does that mean? The air comes out of the room. You feel it physically, but it's from here. It's mental. It's sent from there, from the control tower. But yeah, you feel it. You feel suffocating. It's like a tidal wave comes over you. Some people even say they get paralyzed. They get stage fright. They go up on a stage and they know their lines, but all of a sudden it goes right out the window. How do we get better in that area? How do we stop that from happening? How do we channel that? How do we control that? All right, here it is. You ready? Let's go. Let's go. Understand what it is first. Understand what it is that's doing this damage, that's attacking us. Where does it come from? Why does it exist? What is happening when all of a sudden we get paralyzed? When all of a sudden the air leaves the room? When all of a sudden we forget our lines? Even though we know we practiced. What is causing that? What is it? It comes in a form, we use the word pressure. But it comes from a name that, well, we grow up sometimes pushing away, quite frankly. Fear. I'll make it easier. Fear comes in all kinds of forms. Anxiety, butterflies. We heard that one, right? Butterflies in your stomach. They're all cousins of fear. All of them. They come to the same thing. They come from the same thing. Fear. Doubt. Why is it there? believe it or not, it's there to make sure that you get through every day. See, that's what we got to understand. What is it? Why is it there? And then we know how to control it. We know how to defeat it. Are we really trying to defeat it, though? Or are we trying to understand it where we can use it the way it was meant to be used? Whether you believe in God or, let's say, nature. The way it was given to us, why it was given to us, what it was given to us for. To make us better. To get us through a day. You know, everybody talks about being natural to win. You have to want to win in life. You know, move forward. You know, conquer. Be better. Advance. We all want to do that. But to do that, that's not natural. A lot of times coaches, I'm not knocking a coach, but they say, come on, you can have that natural desire to win. Is it really natural? Is it really natural? Was it developed? Is it taught? Is it learned? Is it aspired to? Is it gained through life? I'll tell you what's natural. For all of us. Makes us all brothers and sisters. All of us. And we are brothers and sisters, truly. But in the way that nature links us. What's natural is the instinct to survive. We all have that. You don't get through a day. And I'm going to make that word fear more attainable, more comfortable to live with. Because I know when you brought up, they say, you're yellow, you're a chicken, you're a coward. You're afraid. Damn right I'm afraid. There's a reason I'm afraid. There's something there challenging me emotionally, physically, whatever, threatening me in whatever dimension it is. But yeah, there's a reason to be afraid. We're going to understand that now. Because without that component in life, I don't care how quick you are, how hard you punch, anything, how smart you are, your intellect, anything, how good looking you are, whatever, how good you are talking to people, articulate. I don't care. If you don't have this, you don't get through a day if you're not afraid. Why do you stop and look before you cross the street? Because you don't want to get hit by a car. Why? You might get killed. You're afraid. I know you don't think of it in a dimension, but I'm told you we're going to break things down today. Where you have to understand these things. Yeah, you're afraid. There's a fear we live with every day, so we don't think nothing of it. It becomes commonality, common, just, part of a day. But that's why we stop and look. Otherwise, get killed every day, crossing the street. Because there'd be no fear of getting hurt, getting killed. Nature. Let's do a quick visit of what nature is. Nature's put there, as I just gave you an example, to keep us alive, to survive every day. And just so it's clear, nature doesn't care about winning. What do you mean, Ted? What do you mean nature don't care about winning? No, nature cares about living, about surviving. And it doesn't really care about tomorrow. It doesn't actually care about an hour from now. It cares about the moment, right now, the moment. Like crossing the street, that moment, up, that moment. That's its job. Job done for that moment. That's nature's job. So when you're in a tough situation, nature's job, if there's something threatening, whatever it is, getting embarrassed on a stage, being a football player in front of a 300-pound lineman, right? I talked to the New York Jets professional team years ago. For 3 years I did, where their coach Mangini had brought me in to talk to them. Professional, some of the best athletes in the world. Talk to them about this. They needed to hear about this. Why they were jumping off sides so many times. They forgot to count. You lost your concentration. You don't lose your concentration. Millions of dollars involved here. You don't lose your concentration. You lost your Why do you lose your concentration? Why? You forgot? You just heard it in the huddle from the quarterback 10 feet. You just heard it in the huddle from the quarterback 10 feet ago, and you come in here now, and you forgot? That fast? You didn't forget. Nature did its job. 300-pound guy in front of you, right? Yeah, he's a little ugly too, maybe. He looks ugly. He looks scary. But he is scary. He's strong. And you got to stop that guy. So nature comes along and says, I don't want you involved in this. This is dangerous. So you jump offside. For that moment, you've avoided that exercise, that threat, that challenge. Yeah, get it? For that moment, that's all nature. For that moment, it lets you not concentrate. It lets you drift. You can't drift. Not if you're going to be the best. It lets you drift. And then you jump offside. For that moment, that's all it cares about. For that moment, for that second, it did its job. It avoided that 300-pound guy. They were missing tackles. The Jets, they have a habit of doing that sometimes. They were missing tackles at the time. So I went over with them. Why are you missing so many tackles? What is the technique? Why are you missing so many tackles? What is the technique needed to make a tackle? The proper technique. Keep your head up, right? Get low, right? Attack. But make sure you see, obviously, what you're tackling. Well, they looked at the films. What was consistent in the films? Their head was too low. Why? You weren't taught that? You were taught that. You forgot? You've been doing it since Sandlot, since Pee Wee football. You didn't forget. Why? I'll tell you why. Mr. Nature came along and said, well, what are you trying to tackle? Probably a 232 or 250-pound running back, professional running back, who's got legs like your grandmother's oak table, right? And bench presses 500 pounds or somewhere in that neighborhood. And has a helmet on. You're trying to tackle a missile. Something scary. So that split second, Nature comes in and says, what are you, out of your mind? Let's get out of here. Put your head down. Get that. And your head goes, and you miss the tackle. Now you with me? These are things that most of us have never been open to in our lives, to thinking in those areas. We are today. We are open to them today. Now that you understand what's going on, what's really going on, what the hell do we do about it? We control it. We understand it. The first thing to being better is awareness. We're aware now. Now you're aware of what's going wrong, what's happening. So now you can do something about it. I'm going to tell you something that to me is so simple, but yet it comes across, people hear it, they say, that's really poignant. That's really, wow. But it's so simple. I mean, to me, it's as simple as bread and butter. It's a glass of water. Just basic. Where nature job is to have you survive. It's your job to want to win. Nature's job is just to get through, to stay alive. And here's the funny thing. You don't have to win to stay alive. You don't have to win to stay alive. You can lose and still be alive. You have to survive to stay alive, but not win. See, that's the thing here. You have to choose. You have to understand the atmosphere, the environment that I just described to you now. Now you're aware of it. And make a choice now to survive. Not to survive. Not to just survive. Make a choice to win. Not allow the mechanism. Not allow the mechanism of survival to just only keep you alive. You're going to be alive. We're going to make sure you're alive. You're eating right. You're not running across the street. You're not doing crazy things. But we're going to make sure you win. All right, so you have to make a choice between surviving, just surviving, and winning. But you have to understand what's going on to make that choice. We just went down a road to uncover things that had to be uncovered for you to understand what's been going on in your life. You know, it goes to so many places. I'm going to take you to a simple place, but crazy, where you're going to say, wow, I never thought of that. Like, say you're getting ready for, you have a big final exam coming up. Say you need a big, whatever the test is, right? And you know that you have to be preparing in the last hours, the last couple of days. And all of a sudden, you don't. You see people and you say they're lazy. And yet they're smart people. They're people that have done everything right up to that moment. They always have. They've been ambitious. And yet, all of a sudden, they're out getting a drink, or they're watching TV, or they're with their boyfriend or girlfriend or something else the last day or two before the test, instead of studying. Like, it's mind-boggling, right? It's mind-boggling. It's sabotage. Yeah, I know it's easy to say they're lazy. But I'm talking about people that never have shown the propensity, the habit of being lazy. Never. They've never shown it. All of a sudden, now they're lazy? Really? At the 11th hour before something really important that could change their life? Really?